Hello, scholars. I'm Mrs. Barone, and today we're going to be reading Chapter 9 Grandpa Joe Takes a Gamble in Willy Wonka's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, go ahead and open up your books. Remember that we're also focusing on characters. We want to kind of know if characters are brought in, are we getting more information of what they look like on the outside, and also some information of what their the type of character they are from the inside as well. So let's get to our chapter. Here we go. The next day, when Charlie came home from school and went in to see his grandparents, he found that only Grandpa Joe was awake. The other three were all snoring loudly. Shh, whispered Grandpa Joe, and he beckoned Charlie to come closer. Charlie tiptoed over and stood beside the bed. The old man gave Charlie a sly grin, and then he started rummaging under his pillow with one hand. And when the hand came out again, there was an ancient leather purse clutched in the fingers. Under cover of the bedclothes, the old man opened the purse and tipped it upside down. Out fell a single silver 10-cent piece. "It's my secret hoard," he whispered. "The others don't know I've got it. And now you and I are going to have one more fling at finding that last ticket. How about it, eh? But you'll have to help me." "Are you sure you want to spend your money on that, Grandpa?" Charlie whispered. "Of course I'm sure," spluttered the old man excitedly. "Don't stand there arguing. I'm just as crazy as you are to find that ticket. Here, take the money and run down the street to the nearest store and buy the first Wonka candy bar you see, and bring it straight back to me, and we'll open it together." So far right now we see in our chapter, we have two characters that they have been talking about. We have Charlie, and we also have Grandpa Joe. And thinking about those two characters, we see that Grandpa Joe did something that was pretty caring. Yes, he's excited to see if they can get that golden ticket, but he's giving Charlie something that he's been saving up for a while. We know from the book that they don't have that much money. So giving away that what he does have is a big deal for Grandpa Joe. So let's keep reading. Charlie took the little silver coin and slipped quickly out of the room. In 5 minutes he was back. "Have you got it?" whispered Grandpa Joe, his eyes shining with excitement. Charlie nodded and held out the bar of candy. "Wonka's Nutty Crunch Surprise," it said on the wrapper. "Good," the old man whispered, sitting up in the bed and rubbing his hands. "Now come over here and sit close to me. We'll open it together. Are you ready?" "Yes," Charlie said. "I'm ready." "All right, you tear off the first bit." "No," Charlie said. "You paid for it. You do it all." The old man's fingers were trembling most terribly as they fumbled with the candy bar. "We don't have a hope, really," he whispered, giggling a bit. "You do know we don't have a hope, don't you?" "Yes," Charlie said. "I know that." They looked at each other, and both started giggling nervously. "Mind you," said Grandpa Joe, "there is just that tiny chance that it might be the one. Don't you agree?" "Yes," Charlie said, "of course. Why don't you open it, Grandpa?" "All in good time, my boy, all in good time. Which end do you think I ought to open first?" "That corner. The one furthest from you. Just tear off a tiny bit, but not quite enough for us to see anything." "Like that?" said the old man. Yes, now a little bit more. You finish it, said Grandpa Joe. I'm too nervous. No, Grandpa, you must do it yourself. Very well, then. Here goes. He tore off the wrapper. They both stared at what lay underneath. It was a bar of candy. Nothing more. All at once, they both saw the funny side of the whole thing, and they burst into peals of laughter. What the heck's going on? Cried Grandma Josephine, waking up so suddenly. Nothing, said Grandpa Joe. You go on back to sleep. All right, so that's the end of chapter 9. At the end, we had Grandma Josephine who came in, who wasn't too happy to be woken up. Grandma Josephine. So, if you're joining me, it'd be great to kind of right now, after we finish the chapter, to be thinking about what are some more information you might have gotten about Charlie, maybe from the outside of him, but also maybe getting more of an idea of how he is in the inside. Same thing with Grandpa Joe, and maybe a little bit of information you got about Grandma Josephine. So right now you can be writing that information down. You can post it onto Padlet, or you can keep it in a little notebook of your maybe Charlie and the Chocolate Factory notebook that you may have going on right now. All right, that concludes today's chapter 9. Have a great day.